good.
Yeah. Where are we? I've had so many different backgrounds over the years and chatting with you. Good to see you, by the way.
I'm in my work in progress kitchen
Okay.
at my farm.
You're living in Nashville now, right?
Yeah, not in the city of Nashville, but like close enough. That's like the closest city that people know.
Right. Gotcha, man. Hey, congratulations on the Snoopy Cup. I've got
Thank you.
Rylan that it's kind of tough to see because the virtual background keeps taking it out.
Yeah, that's quite a studio. Is that new? Looks like you've really.
It's a virtual background. I wish our studio was this nice, our real studio. It's close, but not quite as dope looking as this one, man. For sure.
That's a pretty dope studio.
Yeah, I do agree. Congratulations on This Is How the World Ends, and now the tour, This Is How the World Continues. Now, I'm curious, was that always the plan, or did the title of the album seem a bit too apocalyptic considering the current world events with Russia and Ukraine to name the tour This Is How the World Ends tour?
Look, I gotta stop. There's been many weird times throughout our career where I've like labeled something or said something as a lyric, and then some big world event happens and I get a bunch of tweets like, you predicted the future. So I got to start labeling albums like This Is How Everybody Gets Along from now on. So that I can set us up to win. No, I don't know, that lyric was written before the pandemic, before anything.
Wow.
And it wasn't the title of the album then, but then everything happened, and I don't know, we like to pick lyrics for album titles. This is only our second album, so it's not like a big trend, but we did it on the last one and it felt fitting. And that just seemed like the most appropriate title.
Yeah. Wow. How geeked are you to be playing with My Chemical Romance? Oh my God. Sharing the stage with that amazing band.
Like, I'm containing my geekness pretty good. Like I'm 31. I can't like run around and jump around anymore like I used to. But I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, I'm really excited. Cool. We're all excited.
Have you ever met those guys?
Yeah, I've been. Mikey is also a Tennessee resident now, so we've had some hangs. Yeah, he's a good time.
Very cool. Josh, you tend to write lyrics that can move the listener to tears. I'm sure I'm not alone with that, and I noticed that on the first record, Okay, I'm Sick. I expect a lot of your lyrical inspiration comes from life events. And I'd imagine you've probably got another whole album's worth of ideas now with how 2022 is shaping up. But how close to home is the new song Family for you?
I mean, literally, it's very close to home. Wow. It is home. Yeah. There are some songs that are like derived from real life events or derived from like something I've experienced secondhand maybe, but Family is one that's just straight up. I was telling a story that was mine.
Huh. Now, okay, was that song written long ago? Was the idea written long ago? I mean, with all your success, are your folks, your family members, they got to be proud of you and rooting you on? Yes.
Oh no, super proud and rooting me on. Like what the song is I just struggle with my relationships, and it's not even just my family. I mean, even friendships.
Yeah.
For some reason, like as time passes and the older I get and the more, I think what really like was the marking point was becoming fully self-sustainable, like not requiring any other human to live. Right. So I was, I make enough money. I'm like, everything, like once all that happened and I realized I could be isolated from other people. Like I didn't require other people. I really ran with that.
Yeah.
And I just disappeared from everybody's lives, like in a very big way. And then with my family in particular, I don't know, like, it's an issue that now that the songs come out, like a lot of people have expressed they felt too, but there's like this awkwardness being vulnerable around the people who are the closest to you, and who know you the most. And that feeling was just so intense for me that it just pushed me out. And I didn't really figure it out until I didn't realize exactly what was happening. I still don't know exactly what's happening, but I didn't realize that I was the one to blame for anything until I started writing the song. Because I think when I set out to write it, I was more just writing about what it felt like. And then as I got into it, it was like, I kind of had to take a step back and realize that I was the villain in that scenario. And then that sort of set the tone for the entire album. Like there isn't a bunch of songs like Family on the album necessarily, but there was something to me that was special about being the villain in a time now where everybody will do anything to not be the villain.
Right.
In anyone else's eyes. Like everybody wants to be, you know, morally superior. And I'm like, I'm going to write about all the ways in which I'm not. and just because it feels more comfortable for me to do that.
That's cool. I think that's a really honest approach. And I think it's, you know, it's one of the many things that endears you to friends and listeners to the music. And when they listen to the lyrics and what you're talking about there, it's incredibly enduring. And it's tough. You don't see every artist being able to dig that deep and write from that perspective where they can shine a critical light on themselves. So that's very cool. Is there a song on Okay, I'm Sick, or maybe the new album that you've got a tough time performing live?
Yeah. On Okay, I'm Sick. There's not many on Okay, I'm Sick now because we've just played all those songs so many times. Do you mean like tough physically or emotionally?
Tough emotionally, man, because watching you, I've seen the band play so many times, and you're just one of these guys that, you know, I see you perform and it really is coming from the heart, man. And I mean, you've really got a lot of pride. You're, you know, living out these songs as you're playing them.
Yeah. So on Okay, I'm Sick, our song 24 was really hard. Like the first time we incorporated that into a set, but in such a good way though. Like it was hard for the right reasons. And then I have that experience now. On the last tour, we closed our set with My Funeral, which is the last song on the new record. And it's basically just like there's nothing to it. It's just an acoustic, and I'm playing acoustic and singing. And then at the end, the band kicks in. But most nights I got a little choked up, like, and then the last night of the tour, we played Nashville. It was the last night of the tour and it was like streamed. I fully choked up.
Wow.
And I was like full on tears and I couldn't get a word out at all. Cause I was just, you know how when you're crying, like you just can't do it.
Yeah.
But again, like I love that. I love that can happen and that I'm not just like on autopilot up there, you know, saying words that don't mean anything anymore. Yeah. It still means something. And I just think it's really cool that happened at the end of the tour. It's like after playing the same song every single night, it still like has that effect on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Honestly, I live for that shit. I love that.
Justin Furstenfeld from Blue October has a unique ability to do that as well. I don't know if you've
I've seen it with him.
But God dang, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, in another, you know, kind of going on that same topic, I would imagine that a band like the Eagles is just completely tired of playing Hotel California. Is there a song that you just assume never play again because you're burnt out on playing it live?
No, I say no because we've said that so many times about different songs, and then like we don't play them for a little bit, and then we're all looking at a set list for a festival or something. We're like, oh, let's play this song, and everyone's like, yeah, sick. So no, cool. I don't think there is one. I mean, there's songs that like I definitely don't like. I'll always say no to on a set list, but it's usually more of a technical thing, like it's hard on my voice or it's, you know, something like that. Yeah. It's not because I just don't like the song.
You've been a big proponent of helping out fellow bands that you respect, not the least of which is this amazing band called Dead Poets Society that I've been trying to bring about some awareness on the radio for. Tell me about how that relationship came together.
Yeah, they're finally getting the recognition they deserve. It's so beautiful to see. Well, like, look, you've heard the band, you know how incredible they are. And I don't know if you've seen them live, but they're unbelievable live.
July with them on the coast, and they played the rooftop of some pizza place in Cambria. Yeah.
Sure. You know, it's cool. We got the good years of them when they didn't know how good they were.
Yeah.
Because that's like every band, you don't really know, like you want to think that you're good, that's why you're doing it, you want to think that people will like you, but you don't really know, like you're unsure. And we all knew that about Dead Poet Society, like even before they had a fan base or they were getting played on the radio or anything like that. And now they're starting to know it, which is like really cool to see the confident, like the super confident version of that band on stage. Cause like it's a natural progression. Like with any band, you start with like a fake level of confidence typically because you haven't earned it. And then you start getting it. And then you really see like who they are. And they're just like getting better and better.
I want to say that it would be a dream show to see Badflower and Dead Poets Society with you guys headlining, doing a show here in Reno someday. Fingers crossed, maybe that'll happen.
I don't see. Here's the thing: like we would always take them on tour. We talked about it for this last tour, but I was like, our whole band was like, you guys pretty soon will not be able to support us.
Yeah.
So we had our last little run. There's a little bit more stuff I can't talk about yet, but there's like a little bit more stuff we have planned. But for the most part, we're like, it's time. Fly, little bird. Like, go be great. Like, go be bigger than us. We'll go support you.
Yeah. You seem to be on social media platforms fairly consistently. Do you have somebody in charge of posting on behalf of the band, or is it all you and the band members that are posting your own stuff, or is there a blend of stuff?
I feel like I haven't been on consistently lately. Just because like I like taking time away from social media, like a lot of time away from social
media.
I feel healthier and happier. But typically, like if it's just shit posting, which there's a lot of that, like that's all me. But if it's like an announcement for something, half the time it's like I'll wake up late and I'll have like 4 texts from somebody at management or the label. They're like, the blah 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 announced you have to post it, and then somebody will just post it for me.
Right.
No, and they'll try to use like my language, which is really funny because sometimes they nail it and sometimes they don't. So like misspell words.
It can really be a double-edged sword. Do you ever get bogged down by, the bullies on the keyboard when you post personal stuff, or do you consider it more of a cathartic release when you come up when somebody wants to pick a fight and you knock them down?
No, it hits me hard. I don't like it.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not like one of these artists that. I mean, I'm pretty good. Like, I haven't read comments, like YouTube comments and things like that, for a while now. But I do. Like, when something's new and it first comes out and it's like I care about it. Yeah, I read everything, and I shouldn't because it's not always going to be positive. And that one negative comment will eat me up.
No kidding.
I'm not cut out for this business at all. Truly, like I'm not. I don't have it in me. Like, I'm way too sensitive. I think that's what, like, that sort of helps with the songwriting because I'm so sensitive. But then the business aspect of it, like having to put this out for people is, it's only great when it's great. When it's not, it's really bad.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
No doubt. I've noticed not a ton of West Coast shows, being the band formerly based in Los Angeles, I guess we could say. Why is that? There's a lot of shows on the East Coast, and I know you guys are going to the UK at the end of the year as well. But do you have West Coast plans, or was that kind of what you were maybe alluding to earlier?
No, because we did on the last tour, we did some West Coast.
Yeah.
And we do. This tour is more just like all the markets that we just didn't hit. Like, and we did, in the last tour we did maybe just like Portland and Seattle and LA.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rock and roll is not as big on the coast.
I hear you. Yep.
Yeah, not as people are into it, and we also don't do the booking, so we don't really know where the fans are, where people are going to show up, but we trust our agent to do that. So
I hear you, man. I'm going to try and wrap this up. I know you've got another one coming up here. You've been doing this press bliss, and I really appreciate your time today, Josh. One last question. Playing in the UK, is there a place on the top of your I really want to visit list that's overseas that you haven't been to yet?
Amsterdam. Great place. Yeah.
Took my wife there for our 10th wedding anniversary. Incredibly romantic. You would love it.
Is it really?
Very, very, very. Yes.
I would expect
lots of
I would have used a lot of different words, but we'll see once I'm there.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, like, I gotta go see it. I gotta go.
Awesome, brother. Much love to you, man. Always great to speak with you, Josh. We'll see you out on the road soon, okay?
Likewise. Later. All right.